Good morning. Uh, Today I've been assigned the topic, the front of pack leveling in relation to the rising trend of non-communicable diseases, not only in India but also in Odisha. Uh, uh, I am Dr. PKB Patnaik. I was additional director, uh, health services. I am looking after the NCD program, non-communicable diseases program, at the state level as a nodal officer when the program was launched in the country 2009-10. Since then, I was in charge of various non-communicable disease program implementation in the state as a nodal officer. I was also one of the member in the WHO committee and Government of India expert committee, and also I was in expert group of Niti Aayog uh, in NCD program for NCD program at the national level. So coming to the topic, uh, I would like to tell the participant here that non-communicable diseases, uh, the we in short term we call it NCD, and these diseases have, and one may ask, what are those non-communicable diseases? Non-communicable is a group of diseases, like it includes diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular diseases, cerebral stroke, myocardial infarction, COPD, chronic renal failure, and cancer. And apart from those, there are several other diseases like mental disorder, neurological problem, musculoskeletal diseases. All are included, or all are grouped under the non-communicable diseases. So, if we analyze the recent study done at the international level, the global disease burden, you have seen that slide, GDB, it is Global Disease Burden Study 2019. It says that NCDs are global concern and constitute more than 71% of total global disease burden. It is alarming that there is stiff rise in 2019 study in comparison to the previous studies. So these are the statistics I have given, but those are not very much important. The thing is that we should feel, we should experience in and around everywhere. If you go to any family, if you go to any village, if you go to any urban area, you will definitely encounter someone is suffering from diabetes or heart disease or hypertension or cancer or locomotive disorder or neurological or mental problem. So recently this mental problem also has increased a lot because of COVID pandemic, and so these NCDs are almost taken an epidemic role as per WHO in the world as well as in India and in Odisha. But most alarming thing in India is that in India, our younger generation are suffering from NCD in a large number in comparison to the Western world. So we are losing the workman force in the country who are the future of the country, and we have to see that those group of population should be guarded, and they should remain free of non-communicable diseases. So the third slide, apart from NCD, we also still face infectious disease problem. Recently, you are still experiencing the endemicity of COVID, that is infectious disease, maternal and infant deaths, child and nutritional related deaths. So there are several health problems in the country or in Odisha which are still there, apart from NCD is gradually rising. When we calculate global disease burden, which includes causes, risk factor, impairment, injury by nature, and sequelae of aggregates. So, when we talk about NCD, why since last 20 years we are seeing the upsurge of non-communicable diseases which were not there 20 years back? What is the reason? Why our people, particularly young generation, they are suffering more and more number due to non-communicable diseases? We have to analyze. Each year, 15 million people die from non-communicable diseases from age group 30 to 69 years. And we call it premature death. And 80% of premature deaths are due to NCDs, mainly cardiovascular diseases, number one, cancer, chronic respiratory diseases, diabetes, hypertension, and its consequence. And you will be astonished to know that 85% of these deaths are in low and middle income group of countries. And India, around 67% of deaths are occurring due to NCD. Odisha is also not different from any other state. So in Odisha, more than 30% population, they are suffering from NCD. Suppose we take it 4 crores, 40 lakhs population. So it comes around 1 crore 20 lakhs of population, they are suffering from non-communicable. It's a huge chunk. You can't imagine. These are the chronic diseases. They are not going to be, is it not like diarrhea or malaria or TB that after a certain period of treatment, they will be cured. But thing is that these are the diseases which are chronic diseases. They are going to stay with the people and can take away lot of their out-of-pocket expenditure on medicine, on diagnostic, and on critical care management. So NCD is really a problem, and it is taking away 80% of our budget we spend on medicine. So why this thing is happening? What are the causes? The thing is that there are certain risk factors for non-communicable diseases. And if we group these in risk factors, those can be grouped into two groups. Modifiable risk factor, those are unhealthy dietary habit, mainly excessive use of carbohydrate, fat, trans fats, excessive use of salt, sodium intake, low intake of fruits, fibers rich foods, low intake of fiber rich food, low intake of micronutrient and malnutrition. Tobacco use is the biggest challenge, one of the most dangerous risk factor for all non-communicable diseases. Inadequate physical activity is another major risk factor. Alcohol and stress and strain, definitely they are posing, or they are one very important modifiable risk factor for non-communicable diseases. So next slide. There are certain metabolic risk factors like obesity, high blood sugar, high blood pressure, dyslipidemia, and those are the metabolic risk factor. Genetic risk factor are abnormal gene, defective gene. There are certain defective gene in a family. We see that in certain family, breast cancer, ovary cancer, uterine cancer are very common. And we see in certain family, the myocardial infarction in younger age group is very common. And another group of risk factors are non-modifiable, like age, sex, color, ethnicity, race, and religion. Because we know the age, as age increases, the burden of non-communicable disease also increases. Sex, certain sex like cancer, cervix cancer, uterine cancer, ovary, and breast cancer, very much common now, and now taking a threat or giving a threat to the entire uh, female community to think and see that how those diseases can be prevented. So unhealthy dietary habit, food is most important modifiable risk factor of NCD and in many cases of communicable diseases also. So how we can know food we are taking or food items we are purchasing are healthy or unhealthy? This is very important because unless we uh, monitor or regulate our food, uh, we know that these foods can give rise to the NCD. How? How food is causing NCD? The excessive intake of carbohydrate. Like we always tell our patient that you should take the balanced diet. What is the balanced diet? The excessive intake of carb, like we usually take 60 to 80% total food of daily food requirement and take through carbohydrate, which should be around 50 or less than 50%. So more carbohydrate food causes more adipose tissues formation, fatty liver changes, obesity, diabetes, fatty liver changes leading to the hepatocellular malignancy and pancreatic cancer. So, more carbohydrate, food which are rich in carbohydrate, those should be moderately or restrictively taken because these are the food which may cause many non-communicable diseases. And if we can't burn those carbohydrates we are taking extra than our requirement, then it is going to create problem and particularly producing non-communicable diseases. Excessive sodium and salt intake. We know there should be 3 to 5 gram of daily requirement of sodium salt or sodium chloride. And if we take more than that 5 gram, it may cause hypertension, cerebral stroke, ischemic heart disease, CKD and osteoporosis. But it has been seen in a study, it was found that Indian population take daily 10 to 15 gram of sodium chloride or salt. Definitely this is going to cause hypertension and all these diseases. So food we are taking daily should contain less than 5 gram of salt. Excessive fat or trans fat, more than 5 gram or 30 to 40 milliliter per day. This is the requirement. If it is we are taking more, then it may cause atherosclerosis, intravascular embolism leading to a myocardial infarction, stroke, gangrene, pulmonary embolism, cancer, obesity, fatty liver changes, impotence and infertility. Then potassium is very important nutrient, micronutrient. If it should be, all the fruits has got good quantity of potassium. And if we take less in quantity, the requirement is 3.5 to 6 millimole per liter per day. But if we take more or less, we may have cardiac arrhythmia, myocardial infarction, myocardial myopathy, cardiomyopathy, acute renal failure, and coma. Iodine, we all know, and should be 150 microgram per day for most adult. If we take less, then very likely we are going to have goiter, swelling of thyroid gland, and this goiter in later on can be converted into the carcinoma. Lack of fiber in food, RDI fiber should be, or the daily requirement of fiber should be 30 grams per day. May cause, if we are not taking that much, it may cause higher incidence of ISD, ischemic heart disease, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, colorectal cancer, piles, and constipation. So fiber is also very much required. Micronutrients, these are very important to prevent many diseases, as I have mentioned here, and many cancers like bone cancer, liver cancer, blood cancer, skin cancer are related with daily intake of micronutrient. So these are also very important. Tobacco product, I have already told. Tobacco as a food item, like which are being sold as a gutka, pan, masala, all those are very dangerous and number one killer of human being. And tobacco is number one risk factor. So the food which contain tobacco should be already been banned, but we should see that those are strictly been enforced. So FOPL versus NCD, because this is the objective of topic, that how FOPL can prevent non-communicable disease. I have already spoken how the food is related with NCD, how those should be regulated, how and how much those should be available, or daily recommended dose or recommend daily requirement. It is very important. So FOPL, regarding FOPL, people need to be educated, because labeling, most of the time those labeling are so small in front, people cannot read, and those are mostly in English, and people can't able to understand those things. Even though we strictly monitor the stringent law, we pass FOPL, unless people are educated or people can read and can understand the language, which language we are using, whether in rural area those languages can be understood or not, should be considered, whether pictorial or non-pictorial, because we have seen that pictorial warning, particularly on tobacco product, helps, and it has helped. Recent study found there was 30% reduction in tobacco use because of the pictorial warning, health warning, whether whatever food we are purchasing from market in packet, those are saying that this food contain, and should not be taken by diabetic or hypertension or heart disease. No. Strict and stringent laws should be enforced. Rural-urban variation should be there, because in urban area, people understand differently than rural area. Whether food labeling shows vegetable, non-veg, veg or non-veg item. Advertise and promotion should reflect what is there are the constituents of the food, and we should also promote the local food also. So packaging of local food, making it available more and more, is very important. So it's a big task. We want to control non-communicable disease. The role of FOPL is very important, because nowadays people more and more believe on ready-made food, the food which are easily available in the market. They don't want to cook the food, and the business people who are involved in selling food item should follow the FOPL guidelines to see that people don't use, or moderately, or in less quantity they are being used. The rising trend of NCD and death due to the NCDs can be minimized to a large extent with proper FOPL education, strict enforcement of laws, and monitoring. Thanks. Thank you very much.